Now coming to the module 4, to what we have discussed in the earlier classes, we are we have to cover one more important aspect of technology forecasting. So I have already reviewed what we have so far covered in these aspects. So as you know that what is the product which is going to be launched in the days to come or in the future, which products are to be launched, that proper that ability to forecast is called as technology forecasting. So by this time I already, if you do feel that you have a particular idea about what is technology forecasting. So in earlier slides, as I've shown, these are all things which are best understood if you take an example or if you take a case study. You will be able to understand how these things are going to be developed. So as far as syllabus is concerned, I have illustrated some slides in the previous class also, how technology forecasting is carried out in IBM, Siemens, or you can say TCS. So it is like the lifeline of a company, because if merely depending on today will lead you to nowhere. You have to be thinking of the future. So these are all the tools, methods, methodologies which will help us to develop the or see the future in advance. So once you think that something is going to done, you have some idea about the future, you need to develop this way. Ultimately, that part or that phase of technology forecasting is called as the innovation process. Product design, product development, technology forecasting, innovation process. They do all, we feel that they are all part of the same process, but each of them have got their own significance, which by this time we should be already knowing. Product development is a big term. In that we have product design, and you have to anticipate the future. That's why we have technology forecasting. And in technology forecasting, when you have some forecast, when you are predicting model, the output what you get, it is nothing but a innovation process. So that process is called as the innovation process, where we have to innovate a new product altogether, or even an existing product can be upgraded. So now, in the earlier days, these process has to be very tedious. So innovation process purely includes creativity, how you create things, what are your ideas, idea generation, idea screening, idea testing. So now, with the development of technology and software, what we feel is that whatever at it mind, whatever ideas and all, earlier things were to be very difficult to predict. Now, because of software and advanced softwares, we can do any type of idea creation. Whatever ideas you come, you can note down, you can work the optimal solution, brainstorm you can do, you can have an expert opinion, you can go for scenario method. Lot of softwares methods are developed. So now the last part of your module will specifically deal with what are the innovation process methods and tools. So for that, it's a very wide topic, for which every company has got their own softwares, own methodology, how to create and tools. So all these are various aspects what you're going to study. So first, before going, what are the tools and methodologies you need to study in innovation process? We can just review what is the innovation process. So you have an opportunity, you find some solution, select the best solution, you try to find the way to get out of that problem and deliver the solution. And ultimately, once you deliver, that is the end of innovation process, of course, which you have to be further reviewed. So that is the brief idea about what is innovation process. So the definition is, innovation process is a process wherein you are developing altogether a new product, or you are upgrading an existing product or services. Because when I say product, it is we are stressing on product, but the same thing is also applicable for services, where there may not be some new product, but there may be a brilliant some change in the way you offer the service. Services are offered by different ways, by different uh, industry which are in service line for banking, education. Say, you can say now education itself is a service provider to all the students. But now as things are changing, now we are shifted from classroom teaching to suddenly we are going for online. So this is an innovation. Because of the current situation, because of the current scenario, we are unable to take the regular classes. So this is an innovation in services. So when I say product, equally important are also the services, which are also playing an important role in the service industry. So now this is a brief idea about what is innovation process, how you develop new ideas, how you develop the concept, you test it, you release it for application use, and then you review. So this is a picture which will give an idea about what is the innovation process. The definition already I have discussed. Describes the path of translating or creating existing knowledge into a marketable solution, or some new product has to be developed. So those companies are successful which have got innovation process on the move. If your innovation process is not up to the mark, then you are lagging and you are likely to stay behind, and you will not be ahead in the race to design the path of an idea from generation. So ideas are important. Once ideas are there, create ideas. Create, imagine, analyze, deliver. Okay. So now there are various tools available for innovation process. So actually, when you got some idea in tool, see, the thing is that why you're using software tools and all. Get the best solution with little time, reduce human errors. Time is greatly reduced. If you take more time in getting the solutions, it will be too late because it's the age of modernization. You have to be quick and deliver the right product at the right time. If it is delayed, someone else will overtake you, or the product itself may lose its applications. A lot of products are there. You have seen they are becoming obsolete. See, one single mobile has made almost all the other products like camera, your audio Walkmans, or for example, your data. So everything becomes obsolete because mobile is all in one. Wireless is gone. You need not have a Walkman. You need not have a specialized camera. You need not have a laptop. So that is what is called as innovation. So with innovation, if your product doesn't pack up, it may even become obsolete. So now, what are the tools that are going to help innovation? They are like called as mind maps, collaboration software, or morphological analysis, modeling software. These are all things which are going to play a role in the innovation process, but tools are different. Tools are something that will help us to get the answer. They are directly dependent on the methodologies what we are using. So why tools are important in innovation? To understand community technology and solution domain. Innumerable tools are there. If you go on listing, there will be large number of tools, different tools for different applications. For brainstorming, you have different tools. For idea generation, which idea is good for that your tool. So a lot of things are there. The overall concept of these tools is they will help us to see methodology remains the same. For each methodology, which tool is going to you have to apply. Some people may develop innovative process by brainstorming. Some it may be individual ideas. You have a problem. For that, 10 ideas are there to find the solution. Of these 10 ideas, which is good? That again you have to decide. So there are things where these innovation tools play an important role. So now first, these are different tools are there. So how they are classified based on where they are applied. So as I said, no, basically innovation tools are basically applied for community technology and solution for the domain. So if we go for different type of tools, is one approach which I have tried. So the first one is called as a community-based tools. See, if you want to develop a product for some particular concept, you need to understand what are the communities and individuals. For that, we have got three options. Context selection tool. What is this tool? It is a tool which is used to select where to begin. It defines the exploration space and identifies what is the focus and what is the focus and boundaries of the opportunity what is existing. There is one tool which you can use for community building. The next is called as the knowledge community exploration tool. Here This tool uses social network and small methods to understand what are the rich veins of knowledge and experience. They also include what is the social networking to connect, what are the weak links, and what are the high value individuals. And finally, the most important tool in this community building tool is the technology mapping tool, which is possible by deconstructing a technology into both what we call as essential effects and constraints. This tool is particularly useful for engaging with knowledge experts as well as the customer. This will help to connect the technology. So here the knowledge experts as well as the customers are coming in contact. This is the part of community building tools. So the next category of tools, these are all the tools which are used for carrying out the innovation process. All these tools are not important. From your exam point of view, the most important is ideation tool. These are tools which are help in creating ideas, but these are things which you have to be familiar. So this is a community building tool, after which we have elicitation and synthesis tool. Okay, this is a tool which is used basically to mm, understand things which are basically related to the explicit knowledge which are held by the individual. So first here, as it is clearly mentioned, we have got the individual engagement tool, how to get the ideas from an individual, for which we have got interview tools and methods such as what we call as a pyramiding, which we call as the laddering. Different tactic knowledge are there where you can get the experience from individuals. In community profiling tools, we have a method that is used to capture, organize, and synthesize a lot of discussions which are engagement findings. And finally, the opportunity management mapping tool, like we have the technology mapping tool in the earlier year. This is a what we call as a system. The tool this is a tool or a system we can call, which is basically to map needs and desires. There is one and needs, there is desires. How to connect this? Needs are what we call as a problem, desires are the solutions. So this is the tool which is basically to map the needs and desires into meaningful patterns from individual profiles. So what is this now? Identifying the relevant effect, experience, and outcome dimensions. So you are creating a value to your idea. So this is about these two. The next category of tool are called as persona creation and modeling tools. Here we have got tools which are used to develop personal profiles as well as to create models that will help us to solve the problems. Different tools are used. These are first basically adoption modeling tool. It's a tool which is used to identify the, as I said, no, the distinct needs and desire patterns of individuals are different. So we try to connect them and try to express this in terms of a model. So similar to that, we have a persona definition tool. It is a more concise means to capture and share particular definitions of persons. They include like graphical maps, which we are for needs and desires. The last one is the third one. The concept effect mapping tool is something like which is basically to do with the deconstruction of a concept into essential effects profile. And the last one, it's a quick analysis of the adoption behavior with respect to specific concept using uniqueness, relevance, and obligation. So different tools for different purpose. See, these are all tools, community building tools, persona creating tools. And the first one, which I explained, that was what we call as first one was the community building tool, which I explained to you. Then we have got the elicitation synthesis tool. Then this is a third we are explaining, persona creation and modeling tools. And the next we will have what is called as the ecosystem modeling tools. Then finally, most important for your topic, that is the ideation tool. So let us have, so this is a tool which is used to understand the complex behavior of ecosystem using what we call as the dynamic modeling method. So here there are three methods: triangulation methods, which is a tool to quickly assess the economic potential of an opportunity. See, this opportunity aspects from three views. What are those? Supply side, demand side, and personal side. Persona or personal sides. The next is the value event modeling technique. So now, as the name itself indicates, this is a tool which is used to estimate value development. So there are some situations which are highly unpredictable, ambiguous, uncertain, changing. In this time, here this tool will help us to find the right value of that particular product or discounted cash flow analysis. This is an example. Now finally is the ecosystem economic modeling tool, which is help us to capture the complex and the dynamic interaction which influence the business. So three views are important here: supply side, demand side. And the next category is the most important category, which we have to study again in detail in the in the classes to come. That is called as the ideation tools. As the name says, ideation tools means tools that are support and facilitate the creative brainstorming and ideas. This is very, very important. Idea generation. Lot of tools are there to improve your creative thinking, your ideas, how you are going to use them. This is one area which we will again study in detail, where I will try to explain you the different ideation tools. So here we have listed down four of those. There are a lot of different tools. So first one is the springboard, which is trying to bring the entire community level to the same level of knowledge. Next is the goes ideation session. It's a goes, GOES stands for generate, organize, expand, and select. It's a technique to create new ideas and concepts. You see, ideation means creating ideas, screening ideas, evaluating ideas, and deciding the best. So all about ideas we are dealing with ideation tools. So this ideation tools is a very important part of the syllabus. Then similarly, we have got a storyboarding, which is nothing but visualizing the future with a new concept. Means understanding the future with the user experience right much before and the product or the service exists. Visualizing how the banks will be in the next days to come. Visualizing how the cars will be there after 20 years. Visualizing how manufacturing activity takes place 20 years from now. So the last one is called as a design brush. That is a collaborative concept design using charrot-based method. So this is one area which we'll again discuss in detail when you go for design, when you go for ideation tools. So from exam point of view, so there may be a stress or there may be a thrust on these ideation tools. So this is all part. So the next one more small tool category is there, which also I need to tell to you. So that is called as the which we call as the concept auction tool. It's a design support tool which uses the uh, some wisdom concept to assess different alternatives and select the one which has the best solution in terms of so as I said, no, ideation is the, see the last I was telling it, the slide is slightly interrupted here, but I'll explain to you. So that's a simple tool which helps the human activities necessary for effective innovation process. So this is a lot of human activities are involved. To assist them, there is a latest tool that is called as concept auction design support tool. That has more to do with the human applications. So now these are all the various you have to study what is called as what are the different concepts, what is innovation process, what is innovation process, how we have explained in detail, what are the different tools and methodologies used in innovation process, community building tools, ecosystem related tools, personal modification. So these are all the tools which I have explained to you. Of these, the idea modulation tool is the most important, which again I will try to explain to you in detail. This is the last tool that supports the human activities necessary for. So we will continue. This is the last phase of your fourth module, where we have to stress on what are the methodologies and tools used for innovation process. Depend, of course, that too depends on different situations, and how these product innovation, product development will help in developing the business enterprise. So now, before proceeding ahead, just I would like to recall you what is the progress what you achieved in submitting the assignment 4. To submit the assignment 4, I will be giving you a separate link through which only you have to submit the assignment 4 onwards. The earlier assignment you can send it to the earlier link. Those you have sent, it's well and good. Those you are not sent, please update yourself. And already we have almost completed the first test in the module that was objective. So we are planning that again in the days to come. We will be trying with the descriptive type of tests which we may be required. These are all things which will slowly plan as and how we require. Okay. So now please hurry up in submitting assignment number 4. And first chapter we had test on product life cycle. So now first series whatever we have will go for objective type. Once you study, then we'll have a descriptive type wherein some similar questions are given for which you may have to answer. So now here in assignment 4, yeah, I'll be giving you the link separate as I provided. So the first test was purely on product life cycle. The second will be on product design. So for which you need to start the preparation, which most likely will be conducted during the second week. So this today is Monday. So coming Monday, we may have the second test most likely. Okay. Thank you.